Chris Johnson has revitalized his career in Arizona. The longtime Tennessee Titan, who still has a bullet in his shoulder from a scary incident last spring, had 103 rushing yards and 11 carries, and then was allowed to rest in the Cardinals' blowout win in Detroit. Johnson might not have quite the burst at 30 as he did in his prime, but he's proving that in the right system, with the right coaches, he's still a valuable player for one of the NFL's best offenses. For the 5th time in 5 games, the Denver Broncos have won because of their defense. On Sunday against Oakland, the deciding score was a 75-yard interception return by Broncos cornerback Chris Harris. Denver's offense might still be suspect, but the Broncos' defense is for real, to the tune of 22 sacks and 13 takeaways in Denver's 5-0 start. After Andy Dalton's end zone interception late in the first half on Sunday against Seattle, you probably thought, same old Andy. I'll admit, I did too. But then he led 4 scoring drives in the 4th quarter and overtime to lead the Bengals to a 27-24 come-from-behind win. There's just something different about Dalton this season. He's confident, aggressive, and in complete control. What was such a promising season for the Kansas City Chiefs looks like it might officially be over now after they fell to 1-4 with an 18-17 home loss to the Chicago Bears. The worst part, though, is that Kansas City's best player, running back Jamal Charles, appears to have suffered a season-ending ACL injury. It's hard to imagine the Chiefs making up so much ground on the Broncos now, but it's even more impossible to imagine that happening without Jamal Charles. No quarterback had a worse day on Sunday than Detroit's Matthew Stafford, after he threw 3 interceptions and was benched in the 3rd quarter for backup Dan Orlovsky. Things are a mess in Detroit, but the one thing the Lions didn't have to worry about was Stafford, and now it looks like he too is part of the problem for the NFL's last winless team. What a brutal ending to Week 5 for Washington quarterback Kirk Cousins, who threw a pick-6 in overtime against the Atlanta Falcons. It was Cousins' 2nd interception of the day, and he now has 6 on the season, making it clear that even if Jay Gruden still seems to prefer Cousins over Robert Griffin, Washington is still a long way from having a real answer at quarterback.